The other day I was searching for manga to read and I came across a short ongoing manga that in retrospect isn't all that short really, because the first chapter is 48 pages and the second one is almost 100. But the manga I want to talk about in this video is Spica of Sin and Punishment. Now, since it's still fairly new, releasing in just this year 2024, it only has 7 chapters so far. I want to go over a few of them, just in case you want to read the rest yourself. By the way, the tags for this manga include things like gore, crime, and others, so you've been warned. And if you like any of my videos, subscribe. I recommend a manga, anime, or character you would like me to go over. Hey, I know my mic is still trash. If you know any ways to fix it, please let me know, because I would like to do that. But with that, let's get into the video. The story starts off with a teacher taking attendance, calling out to a girl named Sumiko Tomogi, who has flour on her desk. By the way, if you didn't know, putting flowers on someone's desk means that they have passed away. But this isn't a ghost story. Tomogi is just being bullied, and going off what another instructor says, it's because she's just an easy target. Fast forward a little bit later, Hatori, by the way, that's the teacher's name, ends up running into her by chance. After he chats with her, she tells him that she's already know who bullied her, but since she's used to it, she just doesn't care. They continue talking and out of nowhere, Tomogi grabs his hand, but unlike the Twitch creator, he isn't into kids, so he yanks his hand back. Then Tomogi claims he doesn't care about being a teacher before leaving. And crazy thing is that she's right, because Hatori says later on when he's laying down that she's right. He didn't have no purpose for being a teacher. None whatsoever. It's something that he just kinda did. Let's skip ahead to when he feels like acting like a good teacher though, because one of his students tells him that Tomogi is pimping herself out, which day he finds out is true. Or so I thought, because when Hatori decides to step up and stand up for his student, he witnessed Tomogi pushing the old man in front of a running train, leading Hatori to realize that this was just kinda crazy. Moving on. We start the next chapter with Hatori having a flashback. But the flashback isn't important right now. I'll get back to this later. So let's skip it. After that, the man who was killed case revealed to be an accident. Why, you may ask? Because Hatori testified, saying that the man was drunk instead of snitching on his student. And why is that? Because Hatori wanted to be a good teacher. You know, protect his students the way a teacher should. But Tomogi don't believe him. And in my opinion, he should have just took her to jail. Because she's clearly not right in the head. Like how someone disrespected her and she tried to hit her. So what did Tomogi do? She almost stomped her out. What really sells is the conversation she has with Hatori about the man she killed. It's revealed that the man she killed is a terrible person, but did she do it for justice like Hatori assumed she did? No, but she quickly do tell him the reason though. She really just did it because she felt like it. She felt something out of place and she fixed it. But crazy thing is, it turns out she isn't the only crazy one, because Hatori kinda is crazy too. Because remember the girl that had disrespected Tomogi? She found out that the old man that died on a train track wasn't an accident, and she was gonna go snitch to the police. But Hatori decided that wouldn't be in his favor, so he killed her. And just like other times Hatori stated, this shit is kinda troublesome. But that's not only the part that makes Hatori crazy. Remember the flashback that I skipped earlier? Let's talk about that now. Because it revealed that back in the flashback, when Hatori was talking to one of his students, the student ended up mysteriously missing later, and it determined that she committed suicide. But in fact, that was not the case. What actually happened was Hatori killed her because she was just talking shit about him, and to protect his image, because she told everybody that he was a bad teacher for letting her be bullied. And since Tomogi knows that he killed her, Hatori now wants to take Tomogi off the map, so he decides to just poison her with coffee and let her die that way. But obviously this doesn't work because Tomogi reveals something about herself. With that being that she can seep into people's hearts when she touched them. I feel like this shit just became supernatural out of nowhere, but you know what? We're gonna run with it. I mean, this is only like just 2 chapters in. That's the reason, by the way, that's the reason why she grabbed Hatori earlier. You know, when she grabbed his hand for the first time when it was outside of school. And interesting enough, she does switches to coffee, leaving Hatori to drink the poison. And after he drinks it, he kind of falls to the ground and begins begging for his life, saying that he changed, but it doesn't matter since, you know, Tomogi can see his true feelings. And after she touches him, she realizes that he doesn't change, because he's planning to kill her if he does get help and survive. And since Tomogi already knows this leads Tomogi to leave Hatori on the ground to succumb to the poison and die. Now, obviously the story doesn't end here, because Tomogi is the main character. At first I thought the story was going to be like a 2 main character type deal, where the teacher and Tomogi was, like partners. But that obviously isn't the case. This is a one-person story, or one-person main character story, that is. But I did cover the first 3 chapters, and if you're interested, go ahead and read the rest of the manga. I personally recommend it. Or at least I rated like an 8 out of 10. But with that though, that basically wraps everything up. So you want to see more things like this, subscribe and come back, to watch the next video I drop.